Well, it's time to cancel your Pinecone subscription because n8n has just released one feature that makes the external vector storage basically useless for 90% of AI agent builds. This is not an exaggeration. This is the single biggest update from n8n since they introduced the Langchain nodes. I've been testing it all week and it completely eliminates the use case 90% of the time for vector stores elsewhere. By the end of this video, I'll show you everything A to Z from data tables, including a live business use case. Let's jump in. n8n's data tables are groundbreaking for data storage natively inside of n8n. They're going to save you hours and hours and hours of time from pulling information from different places. And today I'm going to run you through a real life use case of how this might be implemented into a business, not just some gimmicky AI agent. Although we are going to start with an AI agent because that is what you all love to see. So let's go into our table here. You can see I've got a few individual flows. This is a construction sales agent. It has a basic prompt, pretty standard prompt, core instructions about how to filter, but that I'll give that away at the end. Let's jump into asking it some questions. So let's at first start with an easy one. Do we have any finished projects? You can see it goes away. It uses the OpenAI model. It then routes to project type. Yes, we have the finished project called Wilshire Office Tower, located here, LA, in an office building with a budget of $40,000. Fantastic. Let's have a look at what's in the pipeline. So we asked what's in the pipeline. Now, what's in the pipeline for renovation projects, you'll see it pulled again from the project type query data table node. The total project pipeline is 340,000. If we take a look at the pipeline value for renovation projects and we look at leads and we look at renovation, 120,000, 220,000, it was correct. Now, that isn't pulling from that sheet, it is pulling from a data table, but I'm going to show you why in a moment. I just wanted to prove to you that the numbers were correct. So the calculator would be messing up if it got it wrong. What's the total value of medium to high new projects? So I'm a CEO of this company right now, and I'm trying to find out individual pieces of information about the projects that we have available. The total value of medium priority new projects is 830,000. I now have that information. One final one, let's ask it to give us a full breakdown before I jump into exactly what n8n data tables can do and why they are so powerful and what they mean for production-ready n8n flows, which is really important. So this gives us a priority breakdown of high priority, medium priority, and low priority projects. Let me know if you need any further details. Let's not bother with asking for any more. But you can see how this AI agent has used nothing apart from its system instruction, 4.1 mini, because it's powerful enough to handle what I needed to do, and a calculator in order to provide all of that information. And the reason for that, and the reason it was so quick, is because we were using these data tables inside of n8n. Now, data tables inside of n8n, if you go to personal, you will see, if you're on the latest version, that data tables, latest beta version, I think, still now. Depends when you're watching this. It might be in the live one, but make sure your n8n instance is updated and you'll see data tables. And you'll see data tables inside of here, and you'll see that I've got a list, one called leads, which is where all the leads live. This matches the leads list and titles that are inside of my Google Sheet. And we also have a list for builders. So effectively, I am the middleman. I subcontract out all of this work, and I have a list of builders and I have a list of leads that I need fulfilling. Inside of here, there are loads of different pieces of information. So like responded to here, which I'll showcase to you in a moment. These have not been responded to. This is a use case, a live business use case example, not just some gimmicky AI agent flow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually delete this table. Normally that would be a big mistake and you'd regret it, but not in this particular case. And I'm going to delete all the leads. So we've got empty data tables. Now, one thing to note is that obviously map your data tables the same way you're used to mapping data by now if you're used to n8n. But you can add, like if we go to data tables under there, in order to just hit the drop down, create a table. If you create a data table, let me just call it test. This test here, it's got created out, updated out, and then you can add any column that you want. So any information that is relevant to your business or whatever flow you are building, you can add inside of here. You have 4 options: string, number, boolean, date, and time. Those are the 4 individual options that you've got available, and you can add as many as you want inside of here. So it's in ease of use to create, it's exactly the same pretty much as Google Sheets. It's very, very simple. They haven't overcomplicated it, which is good. It's a priority use case for why and what they needed to do, and that they don't need me to tell them what they need to implement, but this is exactly what it needed. And the reason why they needed it, I'll tell you why. It's not because of I'm showing you chat agents or I'm showing you these things. Just a reminder now that the leads list and the data lists are empty. We'll go back to the n8n flow. But it's for being production ready and speed. And at the end of this video, stick around for it, because I'm going to showcase to you something live that shows why it's so powerful. It's not just a new, like, some people might look and say, hey, well, I just use Google Sheets. Why use data tables? Well, I'm going to show you for production ready flows for big corporations that you're trying to sell to. These data tables are going to be powerful. So now they're empty. But what I do have is I have these 2 Google Sheets, right? So this is how to import data from Google Sheets. You literally just have an import leads node that pulls from leads to assign leads, which is the leads project. You can see down there, it's called leads, bottom corner. And what we do is we simply just hit execute workflow. And then once that's done, if we go back into the data tables, use personal data tables, leads, you'll see the leads appear again. So that's how you would transfer data to data tables. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to show you the table, or maybe I will, but execute that. Go back inside of here, data tables, builders. Builders are now back inside of here as well. Now, this responded new renovation finishes, right? All of this information you can update using the AI agent. But I want to showcase a live example. Apologies. A live example. So I have a pinned incoming email from here, okay? Like when a message is received that come through. Now, Stefan is the email address that I've got access to, and this is when it comes down to the leads section in the data tables. I'll show it you. That's, you can see stefan.acquisitions@gmail.com is the email that is for Skyline builders. Well, if I run through here, I've got the pin data so I can execute the workflow without having to send another email. But if I execute this, it's going to get, we have a list of, I'm a business, I take on large projects and I subcontract them out. That's what my business is. This is the example showcase. So when I receive an email from a builder of mine that is on my builders list of people that we can use, I want to create a response for that individual. So that has to not only fetch the information, but it has to update the response in the data sheet, at least the way that I've built it. So if I execute this workflow, it'll fetch the builder details. So it fetches the information. It ignores all of this stuff. It pulls from the email. It gets the information. Renovation and modeling experts, it knows that because of the individual builders, like here, renovation and remodeling experts, where it's got the details. And I know I'm showing you in Sheets, but it makes sense for me to do it for speed just for now. So it pulls from there, responded false. But then the next node is update response. So update, so ID equals JSON ID 5, it's number 5 in the list, and responded is true. If we now go back into this database, Skyline Builders, Stefan Renovation, not responded, refresh, responded. So you have a live database of an example here where you would be able to manage your whole business just based out of that one AI agent. Have we responded to X? Is there any incoming inquiries that are looking for remodeling contracts as you get a new one come through the door? What do the businesses specialize in? And you'd be able to find the right company to send the leads to. The power is really significant. It groups it. Now, if we look at the drafter response, I had a very basic system prompt that just said, write a short email response. Hi, Stefan. Thanks for the quick response. I'm glad to hear you have some availability for future projects. We'd have a couple of renovation and remodeling ideas in mind, and would love to discuss how Skyline Builders can help bring them to life. Looking forward to connecting soon. I didn't go through and send an email in response or build out the flow, because I'm just showcasing you the power of data tables here. But you can very clearly see how that within itself of updating the response state. You can manipulate this in any way you physically want. You can take it as far as you want to go with it's like you could build a CRM inside of it effectively. This is effectively what it is. You can import your CRM and have all of that information ready. And I'll show you why this is really important when it comes to production. And I'll keep banging on about it. Now those two things are done, we are going to have one more conversation, because I'm going to ask it to do something for me that is quite in-depth. So write me a short presentation for a builder to present the renovation projects we have without telling them the budget. So it has to pull the information. Let me just make this a bit smaller so we can watch it live and run. It has to pull all of the information from the project query type, and it has to pull the data without telling it the budget. So if it's told it the budget is broken, right? We don't want them to know what budget we have, because we want to upsell and make margin. Here is a short presentation. Good day. I would like to introduce two exciting renovation projects currently in our pipeline. Sunset Plaza. This is a residential complex, downtown arts complex situated here. Both projects represent significant opportunities to showcase our expertise in renovation. Please let me know if you need the presentation tailored any further. So we can see its power, yeah? So I've cleared the logs, and now I'm going to show you the real power of why data tables make sense. It's not the gimmicky AI agents sort of run through. This is cool. You can do some pretty cool stuff with this. But this is where the true power comes in. What about when it's handling large volumes of data? What if we send 2,000 pieces of data through Google Sheets or n8n's native data tables? Which one's going to deliver the response the fastest? That's the answer. That's the key. That's what you want to know. If the n8n databases are slower, then they're not worth using in production. If they are faster, then they are, where Google Sheets could be used. Let's execute this. Let's execute this workflow. It's passing 2,000 data items over. Starts with Google Sheets, then goes to the data tables. If we go inside of this node, we have a look, 2,000 items. It took 2.2 seconds for the Google Sheets to do it. If we go inside the data tables, it took 1.1 second for it to do it. Half the time to process the exact same amount of data. When it comes down to using data tables inside of n8n, they are a game changer, because they allow you to natively store your data safely. You don't have to pull with any APIs. You don't have to worry, because not everybody uses Google Sheets either. Other different platforms where you're pulling information from APIs all the time, what a nightmare. The data tables have solved that problem. I've known they've been coming for quite a while, but I couldn't release a video because it was under wraps. And I wasn't first to the party with a video on data tables, but I wanted to showcase the power to you here in an actual business use case where you had a company that had builders and had projects, and how you would be able to search and match them, get presentations for them that are very basic. You have to expand on this. But I've just taught you about data tables in n8n. Like, subscribe. My name's Michael Elliott. I'll catch you in the next one.